Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Sophie Erber. New details being released tonight in the fatal crash involving South Dakota's Attorney General Jason Ravnsborg. According to a report, he was distracted just moments before striking and killing a pedestrian along the shoulder of the highway. Now, behind me is a picture of his vehicle after the crash, and we have these details now in our top story at 5. That crash happened near Highmore, South Dakota, the night of September 12th. Investigators say the pedestrian, Joe Beaver, was walking on the shoulder of U.S. Highway 14 with a light. That's when Ravnsborg's car veered onto the shoulder. The night of the crash, Ravnsborg told a 911 dispatcher that he hit something in the middle of the road. The state's public secretary of safety, Craig Price, says the details behind what was distracting the AG are not being revealed at this time. The investigation is currently being handed over to the Hyde County State's attorney. They, along with other state's attorneys from South Dakota, will determine if charges should be brought against Ravnsborg.
An example of something that would be against the law is we all know you can't text and drive while you're driving. Looking at something you dropped on the floor and reaching down to grab it and taking your eyes off the road for a moment, I don't know that that would be against the law. There's a lot of variables that come into the types of distraction and what is concretely against the law and what isn't.
And while the investigation is largely completed, authorities say they are still waiting on several reports to come back. That includes a coroner's summary. And Sioux City police tonight currently searching for the suspects in 3 unrelated shootings, all 3 shootings happening Sunday within the city's limits. Shortly after 3 in the morning, officers responding to a shots fired call at 414 West 7th Street. Now, they say a man was shot after breaking up a fight between 2 other people. He was transported to the hospital with serious injuries. Police have not identified a suspect. And less than a half an hour later, police were called to another shooting. This morning, police identifying that suspect, 22-year-old Christian Armando Morelos of Sioux City. Morelos being sought in connection to a non-fatal shooting that occurred at 804 Main Street. According to police, Morelos entered the residence with a gun. The victim was visiting a woman Morelos had a previous relationship with. Police warn Morelos is considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with information on his location tonight is asked to immediately call the Sioux City Police Department. And shortly before 7, a third shooting turned fatal. Police ruling it a homicide. Police today releasing the name of the victim, 33-year-old Solomon J. Blackburn of Sioux City, shot outside the Park Place apartments. Blackburn was transported to Mercy One with serious injuries, but was later pronounced dead. The motive for this shooting still unclear. Officers are now searching for the suspect they say might have fled in a car. This year marks 100 years since the landmark adoption of the 19th Amendment, granting women the right to vote. From 1850 through her death in 1906, Susan B. Anthony helped lead the women's suffrage movement. It was a decades-long fight for women's rights. Iowa State Senator Jackie Smith says voting now is just as important as it was 100 years ago. She adds the movement has had a significant role in her life and says there's still a long way to go.
Well, I probably wouldn't hold office right now if women, did not have the right to vote. I wouldn't have been a county supervisor. I wouldn't now be a state senator. So paths are open. There are more women than ever that are holding elected office. We're still behind.
And coming up tonight at 6, KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez shares what voting means to some other Siouxland women. And we want to invite you to spend Election Day this Tuesday with us here at KCAU 9 News. We have the latest election news and the most up-to-date results throughout the night. So be sure to tune in to KCAU 9 News, and online you can join us at SiouxlandProud.com or on our free mobile news app. We hope to be your local election headquarters. And it is time tonight for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by for us. Marcus, things definitely heating up today and the sun seemed to help.
That's right, Sophie. Very warm temperatures here today, especially compared to the cold weather that we had last week. And it looks like we're going to continue to see warm temperatures all week long. Getting up to 70 degrees today here in Sioux City for your high temperature. 71 in Wayne, 69 in Yankton, 66 for your high today in Lamar's. A recorded high of 63 in both Cherokee and Storm Lake. Also Carroll and Denison reaching up to 63 today. So a little bit cooler in parts of eastern Siouxland, but still a very nice, comfortable day for everyone. Forecast lows tonight, those are expected to drop down into the mid to upper 30s tonight. So pretty much everyone staying above freezing, even though it will be cool tonight. It looks like the warmth will continue throughout the rest of the week. But again, changes coming this weekend. More details on the 9 on 9. Sophie?
All right, thanks so much, Marcus. Well, Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts today providing some more details in the state's COVID-19 vaccine plan. The Republican says when a vaccine is ready, it will be distributed at no cost to Nebraskans, even the uninsured.
So you may recall, again, we made the announcement last spring that anybody who has coronavirus and goes to the hospital, even if you're uninsured, the cost of that will be covered by the federal government. And that's the same, that same fund that covers those health care costs will also cover the cost for the vaccines.
Now, under the state's distribution plan, healthcare workers will be the first to receive the shot. Essential workers in the most vulnerable populations will be next in line. Taking a look now at the latest COVID-19 numbers here in Siouxland, Woodbury County health officials recording 97 new cases over the past 24 hours. The county has more than 7,700 total cases. 60 patients are currently in hospital due to COVID-19. Meanwhile, Plymouth County exceeds the 1,800 total case mark. In Nebraska, Dakota County officials confirming the 49th virus-related death there. Additionally, 39 new positive cases being confirmed. The county totals now more than 2,800 cases of the virus. And in South Dakota, Lincoln County reports 30 new cases. In total, the county has seen more than 3,200 cases of coronavirus. It seems President Trump and Dr. Anthony Fauci's strained relationship tonight could be hitting a breaking point. The president suggesting at a rally he might fire the nation's top infectious disease expert. KCAU 9 Washington correspondent Raquel Martin has the latest.
President Trump is taking his frustration with the nation's top infectious disease expert to a new level, suggesting at a late-night rally he could fire Dr. Anthony Fauci within days.
Don't tell anybody, but let me wait till a little bit after the election.
The White House is accusing Fauci of playing politics in the days before the election.
It's rounding the turn.
For recent interviews in which Fauci disagrees with the president and paints a much darker picture of the pandemic.
The dynamics of the outbreak are going in the wrong direction.
Dr. Fauci says while survival rates are getting better, the country could soon surpass 100,000 new coronavirus cases a day, and soon after a spike in deaths.
Last night, Trump said he was going to fire Dr. Fauci. Isn't that wonderful?
At an Ohio rally Monday, Joe Biden insisted Americans trust Fauci more than the president.
I got a better idea. Elect me and I'm going to hire Dr. Fauci.
According to a recent Morning Consult poll, a majority of Americans approve of Dr. Fauci's pandemic response. But that number strongly differs along party lines. 79% of Democrats said Fauci has done a good or excellent job, but just 56% of independents and 54% of Republicans.
That's all they want to do. You turn in the news. COVID, COVID, COVID.
It's unclear if the president has the power to actually fire Fauci. The doctor is not a political appointee. He's a civil servant who has worked under every president, Democrat and Republican, since Reagan. In Washington, Raquel Martin, KCAU 9 News.
In West Virginia, a local firefighters union partnering up now with a nearby restaurant. It's all for a good cause. This unique operation underway explained coming up.
And in weather, it's looking like it's going to stay sunny and pleasant with temperatures heating up even more in the coming days. Then a weekend cold front slides through and changes things. Details on all of that after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Thanks for sticking with us. And we know that we definitely turn the clocks back because we already have sunset during this broadcast. A beautiful shot, though, there in Storm Lake.
Yeah, it's really nice outside. If you can get outside and enjoy the weather this evening, get out there and do it because it is going to cool off here in the next few hours pretty drastically compared to where we were at earlier here today. The view outside right now from the KCAU 9 studio brought to you by the Port Neal Welding Company, showing the beautiful skies out there, beginning to see the last light of day head off there into the horizon. We are going to see a clear, quiet night, so those clear skies will stick around. Temperatures outside right now already dropping into the lower 60s. We were in the upper 60s and lower 70s for most of us today.
October was an interesting month all over the place. We went from 80 to 20, broke a record for cold temperatures, and looks like November shaping up to be a strange month too.
Starting out November very, very warm, and then we're going to possibly see some snow in a week's time.
You'll keep it all sorted out for us.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, tomorrow, of course, as he mentioned, is Election Day, giving Siouxlanders one last chance to cast their ballots. Polling stations being set up today across Siouxland in preparation for folks who passed on early voting. But there's a few rules at the polls that are good to be aware of. To find out what those rules are in your state, find this digital exclusive story on our website right now. That's at SiouxlandProud.com, or check out the free KCAU 9 News app. For many families, meeting Santa is an annual tradition. And whether those pictures are going on Christmas cards or social media, they might look a little bit different this year. We explain why coming up next. But first, it's an unusual partnership between a restaurant and local firemen. We explain their mission next. A fundraiser began today in Huntington, West Virginia, after local firefighters union partnered up with a local restaurant, all to raise money to support one of their own. Natalie Wattis explains how the entire community is helping out.
We take care of each other, and we all come together. When one of us is hurt, we're all hurt. So we like to help each other out, and that's just the brotherhood. That's the way we are.
And today, that spirit of brotherhood extended across the community 500 times over, fried up and served with coleslaw and fries.
We are doing a benefit fish fry for one of our brothers who is suffering from a job-related cancer. We've sold 500 dinners, and it's amazing, and we thank the community for helping us out and standing behind us.
After finding out one of their own would be fighting on the front lines of his own health battle, a member of the local firefighters union didn't hesitate to offer up his services.
For Jewel City Seafood co-owner Dickie Anderson, supporting this cause was a no-brainer as it hit close to home.
I'm a retired Huntington firefighter, and while on the job in 2011, I was diagnosed with throat cancer. So at that time, all the guys on the department come together, and they had benefits for me, and they raised money, and they sent food to my house, took care of my family, covered my shifts at work. And you can never repay someone for doing that, but you can always pay it forward.
And at $6 a meal, Dickie's helping do just that. For 6 hours, the meals flew out the door, but the drive doesn't stop there.
We'll be selling T-shirts and sweatshirts for approximately, probably the next month, actually.
It's a community pulling together.
These guys are always there for them. They always have been. So, you know, you just try to help out the people that are there to help you out.
Well, for families looking to take pictures with Santa Claus this year, they might look anything but normal. How some Christmas magic is sprucing up COVID-19 Santa photo shoots next. Before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. He's in the newsroom. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good Monday afternoon, Sophie. You know, Election Day, it is almost here. Polls here in Iowa open at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Coming up at 6, we'll take a look at the final registration numbers here in Iowa and which party holds the advantage headed into Election Day. Also at 6 o'clock tonight, this year's marking the 100th celebration since the landmark adoption of the 19th Amendment, granting women the right to vote. KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez shares what that right means to some Siouxland women just ahead of the 2020 election. That's at 6. And most people seem to be ready for this election to be over. I think that's a safe bet. Perhaps none more so than one couple who recently was engaged and with political views that are on the opposite ends of the spectrum. We'll take a look at how they're keeping their love engaged during the elections. That's at 6 as well.
Kudos on that pun, Tim. That is a very interesting concept. I know it's been difficult enough for people who are engaged to try to get married, like yourself, during coronavirus, but that is a unique one, so we'll have to stay tuned.
Very much so. And if you do get out and vote tomorrow, which you should if you haven't yet, it is going to be a really nice day tomorrow. Temperatures warming up into the low to mid 70s, plenty of sunshine, so a great day to get outside and go vote or really do anything outside all week. We're going to have really nice weather with plenty of sunshine. The cool down comes this weekend and next week.
Looking forward to this week at least. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you back here at 6. Good night.